Welcome to MarcusG.TV. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is kids nutrition. Always have a lot of people comment about my kids' nutrition and my kids' eating habits. And my kids are very healthy eaters, especially compared to other kids out there. And it kills me because so many parents say to me, "Oh, you're so lucky your kids eat so good. You're so lucky. How'd you get so lucky? Oh, my kids, I'm not as lucky as you. My kids don't eat as good as your kids. My kids don't eat as healthy as your kids. You know, I don't know how you got so lucky." I'm like, I fucking didn't get lucky. I worked hard. I busted my ass to train, to embed in my kids, to instill in my kids food values. You know, you don't take your kids to McDonald's. You don't give your kids French fries with cheese on them. You don't start giving them hot dogs at the fair, okay? You don't do that crap. It's all shit food. And people are just amazed, like, well, your kids are so lucky. And I've tried that with my kids. No, you frickin' haven't. You know, it's just, I see what you're giving your kids. And it's just I saw one lady. She was like, it kills me. She was like, I couldn't get my kid to eat the hot dog, so I had to buy him Skittles first to bribe him to eat the hot dog. Really? You're bribing your kids with Skittles to eat the hot dog. It's no wonder why kids don't eat healthy. Because you parents don't take time to educate your kids, and you don't take time to cook food and show them the right from wrong. You don't take time to buy a case of oranges, 2 dozen oranges, and bring them home, and bananas and all this fresh ripe fruit and all these veggies, and you know, oh my gosh, I'm in shock at what I see kids eat. And I'm not lucky, people. I'm not lucky. I've worked hard at it, and you've got to work hard at feeding your kids because society's against you. Your parents, your in-laws, your direct family members are against you. You know, you go to grandma's house for dinner, and it's like, what grandma eats now, grandma thinks she's eaten all along, right? So, well, I'm still alive from eating this crap. Food has changed so drastically over the last 20 years, 30 years. The GMOs, all the more sugar content of foods, all the chemicals in foods. What you ate, grandma, 50 years ago was pure food. There wasn't as much sugar in our diet. There wasn't as much crap in our diet back then. You were getting real food. You were getting real milk still. You're getting real eggs still. All the food in the store, all that processed crap, all these new brands of things, all these stabilizers. You know, I was in line the other day at the grocery store buying some fruit, and the kid at the grocery store working, somebody else was buying Twinkies, and he was like, the kid was like a Twinkie aficionado, right? And he was like bragging, "Oh, the new Twinkies are you know, a tenth smaller. The package is harder to open. The cake is different. It's a different texture and this and that. I like the old Twinkies." I'm like, man, if you just put that much time and effort into eating the right foods and educating yourself, instead you're sitting there bragging about Twinkies. You're sitting there freaking Twinkies, and it's like something he's proud of. Man, oh man. My kids have not been in McDonald's. My kids don't drink soda. My kids don't eat fried foods. If they have a chip of some sort, it's a baked rice chip, a baked corn chip, a baked some kind of chip. We don't do fried foods. We don't do high fat foods. We don't do butter. We've never done margarine. We don't do ice cream. Sure, they might have a vegan ice cream here and there, but that's so far in between. My kids aren't missing it. In fact, because parents say this, you know, and the other side of the coin is parents say, man, your kids are going to go out of control when they see other food, and other kids are going to get around them and influence them, they're going out of control. Other kids see what my kids eat, and they want what my kids eat. I show up to the baseball games with cantaloupe, a big bucket of cantaloupe or watermelon, and the kids are coming to me for snacks, right? Because they're, oh man, look what Justin's dad has, right? And they're eating my food. But I heard these parents are giving them hot dogs and Gatorade. Hot dogs and Gatorade. Gatorade is loaded with sugar. They removed high fructose corn syrup, but it's still loaded with sugar. It's fake energy. You want your kids to have energy? Give them a banana. Give them an apple. Give them fruit. Give them good high quality carbs. Make them fresh juice. Make them a fresh smoothie in the morning. You want them to have energy. And give them lots of water while they're out there playing these sports. There's so much sugar in these things. Your body can't handle all this stuff. And these kids just pounding back Gatorade like there's some like rock star athlete, right? That just ran like a half marathon that can afford to burn that stuff off. No, they're oh man, it just aggravates me. The word lucky. You're lucky because your kids eat right. You're lucky. No, I fucking worked my ass off so my kids could eat right. I constantly educated them. I constantly had to educate my parents, my wife's parents, my wife's sister. I had to educate all these people on food and what my kids were allowed to eat. That's what I had to do. I had to educate everybody, just not my kids. I had to educate everybody around in the circle. Because if you're going to take my kids overnight, if you're going to, we're going to go to your house for dinner or something, or you're going to come to my house or whatever, this is what we're eating. This is what we do. This is what we eat. And look at my kids. My kids are extremely healthy and fit. Are fit, they're healthy, they're energetic, they're extremely athletic. My son ran his first half marathon at 6 years old. At 6 years old, at 4 years old, he was eating 4, 5, 6 apples after nursery school. You know, he was loading up on high quality foods. He wasn't sitting there eating potato chips and drinking sodas and eating hot dogs. It was fruits and veggies. My kids are always been about the fruits and veggies. You give my daughter a sweet potato and she's in heaven. I mean, she's like, yeah, sweet potato. I pack my own kids' lunch. They've never eaten school lunch. I've packed them lunch every single day, which means I have to do more work. I have to make sure I have food for them. I have to make sure that I keep it interesting. I just can't give them the same food every day. I get them involved in it. My kids have known since my daughter, since she's probably 2.5 years old, 3 years old, has known how to use the juicer. She would stand there and make juice with me, stand on the chair and make juice, and she just knew that's what we did. We made fresh juice. They know how to use the blender. They know how to cook. My son, my kids, they go into the kitchen, they put a pan on, they turn it on. At 7 years old, 6 years old, they were cooking. They would cook their own foods. They knew, because we're cooks. We know we cook our food, we prepare our own food. They would cook food. Because that's what you did. That's what you do in my house. That's what you do in my restaurant. Being around the restaurant industry. That's what you learn. That's what you do. You know, you teach your kids to eat McDonald's. You teach your kids to eat hot dogs. That's what they're going to know how to do. That's what you're teaching them. You know, you let the in-laws, you let other people, you let your parents feed them crap. That's what they're going to know. They're going to go to grandma's to get crap. My kids have no desire for crap. I remember my son in 2nd grade, he would tell parents to bring in cakes for their kids for their birthday, right? He would be like, you shouldn't even be, because parents would say to my son, oh, you can have a piece. You can have a piece. It's not going to hurt you. My son would say, you shouldn't even be eating the sugar. The sugar's not good for you. And parents would say to my wife and I, they're like, wow, your son is like on point. He's like very strict and knows about food. Yeah, because I worked on it. I freaking worked on it. And the kids are so absorbable. They absorb what you teach them, what you show them, what you give them, what their palates, you know, that we're designed to eat fruits. Our bodies are designed to eat fruit. That's why kids crave so much sugar. You give them fruit, they won't crave all that other sugar crap. You don't give them the sugar crap, they won't know about it to begin with. So a lot of kids look up to my kids as far as nutrition, as far as kids come over to my house and they're like, look at all the fruit, look at all this exotic fresh fruit like mangoes and kiwis and these like heirloom variety mandarins and tangerines and all these bananas. Kids come to my house, they eat like 3, 4 bananas. They're not eating chips, they're not eating that crap because I don't have it. So I'm not lucky. I'm not lucky at all. It's hard work. So that's my little rant on parents that say, you know, I'm lucky. No, you just haven't worked hard enough for your kids' nutrition. You just haven't worked hard. If you've just been lazy or you haven't taken the time to show your kids, I have. I'm not lucky. I busted my ass to do it. And there you go. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and go give your kids some good food. Thanks for watching.
I can't stop it tonight. This epidemic, I'm trying to fight, but pressure's right.